What's the difference between a sociopath and a psychopath? The modern mental health care system will tell you that there's actually very little difference between the two. However, the Native American medicine wheel teachings can give us a bit more insight. Hi, I'm Hyapatia, Blessed Woman for the Lost River Band of the Cherokees. First of all, sociopath is an outdated term for someone who has antisocial personality disorder, or ASPD. Of course, there's not enough room to write all of that on the medicine wheel, so my teachers just went with the term sociopath. Someone with this disorder has little or no empathy. They don't care about others. If someone they know is hurting badly, they don't feel anything at all. A lot of people today are claiming that empathy has no real value. They proudly proclaim that they never feel empathetic, but anthropologist Margaret Mead identified a healed femur as the first sign of civilization, arguing that it demonstrates empathy, compassion, and community care over the law of the jungle. Mead explained that in the wild, a broken leg is usually fatal, but a healed femur proves that someone stayed with that injured person, protected them, and nursed them back to health, showing that helping others through difficulty is the origin of civilization. So these people who decry empathy as some sort of weakness are saying that they're not civilized. Yeah, okay, I agree. Sociopaths don't have any remorse when they've hurt someone. Since they don't care about another's pain, it's only logical that they often take advantage of others. People with ASPD also are very impulsive. They change their plans frequently. They have very little self-discipline. Unfortunately, they don't often learn from their mistakes, and so they tend to repeat them, always thinking it will be different this time. They can't be trusted to do the right thing, and they lie to get ahead or to weasel out of a bad situation. Manipulating others comes second nature, but when they don't get their way, they often turn to violence. All of these traits make drug and alcohol abuse common. They have trouble being responsible. They can't seem to keep a job or pay their bills on time. If you frequently hear phrases like, "Well, it wasn't my fault," or "that's not true," when you know it is, if they go back and forth between showering you with flattery and blaming you for their failures, if they keep saying you're too sensitive or that you're imagining things, you may be dealing with a sociopath. They may use sarcasm to hide mean remarks, saying they were just kidding. They may try to put the blame on you by claiming they were just trying to help you, or that you were imagining things or making it out to be more than it really is. These people are not always criminals, but some are. Some high-functioning sociopaths, or people with ASPD, can be successful in everyday activities like work or going to school. Some may even hold highly respected careers, such as in business or politics. They might seem charismatic or charming, but are actually manipulative. They might excel in their profession by using others. The same can also be true in their personal life. It's harder to tell when someone has high-functioning ASPD, but that doesn't mean it's not harmful. Their insincerity and outright lying can hurt people. A low-functioning sociopath might not have the social skills to quietly manipulate and deceive. Instead, they might rely on threats or violence to get what they want. They may also engage in illegal behavior, and they often have other harmful conditions like substance abuse issues. These are the kinds of people often depicted as villains in movies and TV shows. So what is the difference between a sociopath and a psychopath? A psychopath is generally seen as a more severe form of ASPD than sociopathy. According to research, a psychopath has a stronger genetic association. Scientists think that part of the brain involved in emotions don't fully develop. Although sociopathy can also be inherited, abuse and trauma in childhood are more commonly the cause. Modern psychology really doesn't differentiate between the two much more than that. However, you can plainly see on the West Bullies wheel, the sociopaths sit in the South, while the psychopaths sit in the East. Sociopaths are tyrants who want their way, like little children, which also sit in the South. They can't control their emotions, which are, of course, in the South. They are basically big babies who only care about themselves, and they will say and do anything to get their way. To hell with anyone else. They can, and often do, graduate to becoming abusive partners. It's often said that those who hurt you the most are the ones who you love the most. This is true because we let those loved ones into our hearts and homes. When a sociopath abuses those who love him the most, he has crossed another line. When these people then take it a step further and go on to commit felonies, they've moved themselves closer to the realm of the psychopath. These two steps, abusing their partners and a willingness to break laws, along with years of experience, produce psychopaths, according to the native strength medicine wheel teachings. The psychopaths sit in the East. That's the direction of enlightenment. Psychopaths are playing the long game. They can pretend to be kind and respectful for years while hiding their true nature. And this is why they're less likely to have true close friends. They must keep people at a distance or the facade will break. They know what is expected of them, and they have just enough self-discipline to be able to trick the world into thinking they're empathetic. They study people. They emulate their sympathy. They've learned how to pretend to care just enough to hide their true nature. They're sneaky. This is why they sit in the direction of enlightenment. They're using their enlightenment for evil. No matter how close you think you are to them, no matter how much you believe you are the exception, they will sacrifice you in a heartbeat to protect themselves. They use the enlightenment of the East to build their mask of deception. The sociopaths of the South are more instantaneous, more childish in their inability to control their emotions. The psychopath is more cunning. Should you encounter anyone who fits these descriptions, maintain your distance and don't try to change them. Just as you would respect a rattlesnake, give these types of people a wide berth. Stay clear and don't interact with them unless it's unavoidable. If someone like this has chosen you as a target, get away as quickly and as safely as possible. Involving other people for support can put them in the crosshairs. Thank you for watching.